Yeah, I'm the tax man, here to answer your questions. And I'm joined with Deborah Schreiner, Jim Leahy, and this is the IRS Radio Hour on AM 560.
The answer.
And now, here's that man with a head just crammed full of knowledge, Mr. Know-It-All.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Know-It-All, the segment where attorney Stephen Leahy gives us his infinite wisdom on all things tax-based.
I want to first say, Deborah, that was great. I like that.
That was a great segue. Remember when you said such a problem with that?
I know, that was good. Anyway, I wanted to talk about compliance today. And the reason why I want to talk about compliance is, and we talked a little bit on the show about the 5 things you can do. Almost all of those 5 things, except for doing nothing. If you have to solve your IRS problem, I often tell people in my office I have a big screen television where I show people how to solve these IRS problems. And I almost always on the top, I write on the top, compliance. And I always tell people that the IRS, sometimes I think the IRS is more concerned about me being in compliance than they are about collecting back taxes. Now, don't get me wrong. They want to collect my back taxes too, but they're more concerned with me because sometimes the remedy means I'm not going to pay them all the money I owe them, right? But no matter what, so like if I do an offer in compromise, they're going to take less than I owe them. If I do currently not collectible, I'm not going to pay them anything right now. And there's still, and all of those things, installment agreements, all of those things, the key ingredient of all of that is compliance. And compliance means that from today forward, I'm going to file my tax return on time and I'm going to pay my taxes when they come due. And people forget about this all the time. Okay. And so we work very hard. They'll hire me. We'll do all of the work. We'll get them into a great plan. So I got a guy over $100,000 he owes to the IRS. He gets into a partial installment agreement. And a partial installment agreement is where I'm going to pay him what I can. And that partial installment agreement is $200 a month. Okay. Now, if I pay $200 a month, that's $2,400 a year. Remember, there's a statute of limitations. They can only collect for 10 years. If I paid $2,400 a month for 10 years, is $200 a month for 10 years, that's about $24,000. I owe over $100,000. That's less than 25% of what I owe, not including penalties and interest. Okay. So that's a deal. How does he blow it? I don't file my tax return.
Again?
The next year comes up, I don't file my tax. Oh, it's late. Oh, I owed him money and I didn't have the money to pay him. Oh, man, sorry.
I'll just make my payments.
They don't realize. And then I just go do another installment agreement for this year. No, it doesn't work that way. I can't get another installment agreement.
Now you're in trouble.
What's going to happen is they're going to cancel my installment agreement I'm on. They're going to put me back in collections and they're going to start collecting it all. And now I'm going to have a hard time trying to get back into another installment agreement, have to go through all of this again because I didn't file my tax return on time. And this is just a silly mistake. So in my office, after we fix it, I saw this happen time and time and time again. And so we came up with a program, and that program is called the IRS Protection Plan. And that IRS Protection Plan is designed for people just like you. So first, you're already in an agreement with the IRS. And again, what if I do a offer in compromise and they take less than what I owe? Even then, I promise that for the next 5 years, I'm going to file my tax return on time and pay my taxes on time.
Well, that's a good promise.
Yeah, but what happens 3 years later when I don't have the money to pay my taxes? And I see this happen a lot. Okay, so we did this IRS protection plan. And again, it's designed to help people who are in who've already solved an IRS problem to keep them protected from the IRS. So it keeps we file a power of attorney. So whenever they send you notices, we get the notices. So we know what they're telling you. And so because sometimes people, when they get IRS notices, they don't open the mail because they're afraid of it. And so we will open the mail. And if there's something that you need to know, we'll make sure that you know it. Okay. And then when you have a question about maybe my tax return, what's deductible, what's not deductible, how can I set up a company, all of that's included. And
I don't know if I'm comfortable with having some random person open up my email.
Oh, that's not an email though. You're talking about mail. I'm not a random person. I'm your power of attorney. I'm your attorney. I want to know what's going on so I can help you. Because if you don't open the mail, we will open the mail. And also, the IRS protection plan at a different level will also do your tax returns every year. So you don't have to worry about doing your tax returns. You have somebody there to make sure that they're on time. Well, I'll just do it myself, and I will buy TurboTax, and I'll do it myself. Well, that's what's got you into trouble in the first place. Right? You didn't do it. So get somebody instead of getting a big bill at the end of the year, you pay us by the month. We keep everything involved. You got a question, you call us. I answer all your questions. We do your tax return. We keep you in compliance and we protect you. We stand between you and the IRS. So before the IRS can come after you, they got to go through us.
What have we talked about before on shows? Representation is key. Make sure you represent yourself.
Anyway, I hope that answers your question.
Thank you, Mr. Know-It-All.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, Mr. Know-It-All. That's why it's so important to be represented, either being real estate or in, for example, this situation. Make sure you're represented. That's why you call Open Tax Resolutions.
I represent.
312-664-6649 to visit ChicagoTaxTeam.com. It's going to be your hub to fight the IRS. Ladies and gentlemen, we hope you're enjoying the show. We're about to wrap this show up IRS Radio Hour style, the only way we know how to, and that's to stumble right across the finish line. So stay tuned. Listen to our sponsors. Come back on AM 560.
The Answer.